This is a visualization for a new you. So close your eyes, sit comfortably, or you can lie down, and take a moment to focus on the breath, to focus the mind inward. Place your attention at your solar plexus, our center of identity, of ego, the labels. What are the labels, as you're reflecting here, from your own life that have been the most wounding? What rejections have been the most devastating? How have you had to take each one of these labels and sidestepped around them? Try to prove their inaccuracy. Or how have you succumbed to believing in their truth? Along our lives, we identify with labels that are not accurate, but simply projections from other people's reality onto us. And one of the most challenging things that we must do in this life is to recognize which ones we wish to keep, which ones we wish to embody and allow to lead the way, which ones we want to choose to cultivate and to nurture, and which ones we need to sort, compartmentalize, detach from, or have compassion around, rather than perpetuate as a current reality. Which ones do we need to examine, understand where we first adopted this identity, and why? What role this identity served in our lives? Helped us understand our circumstance or our tribe, our family? How it helped us navigate other people's reality? Can you honor the role that it played in the unfolding of your life by feeling peace in this moment exactly where you are? No need to push the label away or kill it, but just understand where you file it in the library of your mind. Honoring that identity, that mask, that role that you played many times in someone else's story, and how this gave you a new perspective, steered you down a road you wouldn't have ever steered yourself, pivoted your path in some way. In looking at the identities, the empowering one and the disempowering ones, we can understand that none of these labels are truly who we are. If we feel our breath inside of our bodies right now, and we can even put the hand over the solar plexus area right at the top of the belly to feel this fiery center, this center of our solar system, of our universe, the sun within. It will illuminate that who we are behind all of the labels is light. Is awareness. Is a vessel for creation. Is a co-creator with the divine. In this space of infinite possibility, where anything can be created, however it will be steered is up to your free will, your choice. What would you choose as a new identity? What old identities would you like to keep close to remind you of how far you've come? Or to uplift you in a way that really works for you? And then, is there another identity, an archetype maybe, that you've always been curious about trying out? A part you've always wanted to play, but you've talked yourself out of it or allowed others to talk you out of it. What archetype, what identity would that be? Can you cast yourself in that role? And if you did, what would it look like? How would you hold yourself differently than before? How would you speak differently? Communicate differently? Move? Act? How would you believe differently? Where would your faith be? Your faith about yourself? Your faith about God or Source? Your faith about the unknown? Your faith about disappointments or failures or the unpleasantries of life? Paint a picture of this character and breathe in the energy of this archetype. What opportunity does this new label present to you? What opportunity does this new embodiment, this new role, present for others in the world? How is your shifting your identity impact not only you and your experience of reality, but the reality of those around you? Feel it. Use your imagination to experience this as fully as you can. What might you have to let go of? What might you have to give up in order to fully embody this energy? Are you willing? It is easy to say yes. It is another thing to follow through. So what might you put into place to support you in following through? A practice? A visual on your wall to remind you? An accountability partner in a good friend or colleague? How might you keep this present, especially when you're tired, when you slip back into old addictions, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual addictions? Truly allowing yourself to be a clear vessel for this new identity. And lastly, is there a part of the body, the physical body, that you can connect with that immediately draws you in to this energy? Maybe it's the crown of the head lifting into a taller posture, or a lifting of the heart. Maybe it's a soft smile or a relaxed belly, or grounding through the feet into the earth. Maybe it's a shake or a twirl of the hips, or a throwing up of the arms. Choose one, at least, one physical movement or posturing that embodies this energy. Breathe into it. And allow the memory of your physical body connecting with this new identity to feel that impact the moment you go into it. Even when you don't feel like it, even when it feels fraudulent, even when your emotional body wants to drag you under the wave. How can you physically connect with this identity? And come back to your breath in your body, knowing that it is simply a choosing anytime you're conscious to align yourself with this energy. And have compassion when it's challenging, and owning it fully when you can. Begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And find that new sense of self. Open the eyes.